2 more races. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, 2 more races until we are going to find out who will be the 16 drivers to battle for the championship here in Season 2 of the Hersheys Cup Series. Good evening, everybody. I'm Seth Cole, and I'm ready to bring you tonight's 41-lap event from Kentucky Speedway. We are under the lights, and I'm telling you what, folks, I am so excited for this race because this is going to be unlike any kind of Kentucky race I think we've ever seen before. I saw them going 3 wide in knockout qualifying, and that tells me that with double file starts here, we could see them go maybe 4, maybe even 5 wide here. The only question is, will this be a wreck fest, or will they be able to keep that kind of a formation together and actually put on a great show under green? That's all going to be some questions that will be answered. Another thing that will be a question that will be answered too is, we saw some pit road glitches during that qualifying session, and so as a result, I have got the pit stop frequency turned to only 1x. Now, I do not know what the fall off is with the cup physics at this track, so I don't know if they can go the full 41 laps without coming to pit road, but if they do have to come to pit road, those glitches unfortunately are more than likely going to come into play. All depends on who's got what pit stall, but hoping, fingers crossed, that we're not going to have pit stops, because hopefully this is going to be a good race, and the last thing I want to do is have it ruined by glitchy pit stalls. So we'll see what happens here, but Kat Tellier lines up on her first pole of the season alongside of JT Bryant. It's time to go down and get those engines fired up. Let's go trackside.
Drivers, start your engine!
Last week we saw Chris Dodd dominate the race at Mid-Ohio. Added his name to the list of winners this season. Take a look at our top 4. Kat Tellier, JT Bryant, Joseph Strigley, and John Andrews. None of them have been to victory lane yet this season. Kyle Matthews in 5th has been to victory lane. He won at Daytona, but there's a lot of names up here that could still kind of play a factor into whether or not they're going to be in this chase for the championship here this week at Kentucky and next week at the regular season finale of M&M's Super Speedway. One thing that we do also have to point out is Joshua Sekuli still has a possible mathematical chance of getting to the top 30 in points. He's rolling off from the 14th position here tonight, but I think we can safely say Kyle Keith, unfortunately, second straight DNF, did not make tonight's event. He missed last week's race at Mid-Ohio, so unfortunately our Pocono race winner, I don't see any chance of him making it into the top 30 in points now, and he will more than likely not be taking part in this season's chase. So tough break there for the driver of the 42. But speaking of 42 drivers have a shot of winning this race. Who is it going to be? How much passing for the lead are we going to see? And how long are we going to stay green? I'm looking forward to finding out these answers. Hope you are too. Kat Tellier, JT Bryant, bring us down. Green flags out. We're underway here at Kentucky. Kat Tellier was ready to go, mashed the throttle, and she begins to pull away. Joseph Strigley going to try and go 3 wide for second. He'll make it work as John Andrews, kicked up to the high side, is starting to lose quite a bit of positions. And here comes Strigley looking to the bottom, but here comes Kyle Matthews. They're going to go 3 wide for the lead. Matthews, Strigley, Tellier. Matthews leads it through 3, but here comes McIntosh out of 4 for the lead. Who leads the first lap of the night? It's Kyle Matthews, barely over Dallas McIntosh and a hard-charging Stephanie Gardner. And they are 4 wide. My prediction came true. I'm going to love calling this race. I could just tell. They're using the apron out of 4 and out of 2, coming onto the front and back straightaways as Stephanie leads the way. Here comes Pichu London. First career Hersheys Cup Series race. He'd love to be able to lead a lap in his first race, and he will not. Joshua Michaels denies him by a splitter, and Michaels will lead lap 2. There's the Napa Chevrolet, Benjamin Miles. He is the defending winner at this race, although it was a different version. Our race last year was the 2013 SDT version. Tonight, we're just racing Kansas_Night. I don't know if it's got any fancy name in the tracks folder or whatever, but doesn't really matter. It's putting on a great show. I'm loving this. And Joshua Michaels is loving the view out in front right at the moment. Former winner from last season, won at Pocono, but he's still looking for his first win of Season 2. Stephanie Gardner now is in 2nd, Dallas McIntosh 3rd, and London slipped back to 4th. Benjamin Miles now scored in the 5th position. He's looking for more, going for 4th place underneath Pichu London. He better look to his left, because here comes John Andrews trying to get back into the top 5, and he's bringing Nathan Hudson with him. Nathan Hudson had to go to a engine change after his engine expired in the middle of knockout qualifying a couple nights ago. And there's Dylan Poteet. Oh, contact! Levi McIntyre just put John Andrews into the wall. Andrews saved it. We are still green, but boy, that was interesting. Oh, and Joseph Strigley's got damage as well. He's in 42nd right now. He's the last car on the lead lap as Michael still leads. Battle on for second. Dylan Poteet trying to get to the inside of Nathan Hudson. Nothing doing out of 2. He'll try here in 3. Hudson will hang on to the spot, and here comes Hudson looking for the lead out of turn 4. Comes last week's winner, Chris Dodd in the 08. He's inside the top 30 in points. That win put him into the chase grid, the current chase grid. He'd love a back-to-back victory. As here comes Poteet for the lead, trying to become a 2-time winner this season. Poteet's actually a driver right now. It's a former winner of the season that's struggling in the point standings. He needs a second win or at least a good finish to get himself back into the chase picture. And Stephanie Gardner was strong at the very drop of the green flag. She's coming back, but here comes Michaels as well. Look at Sean Galligan. That car started dead last in this field. He is already up, scored 8th, but I believe he's now unofficially in the 5th position. So it's almost like we're at a, what is Kentucky anyway? Is it a mile track or a mile and a half track, or I don't know. But whatever the case, it's almost like we're at a restrictor plate track. Battle for the lead. Michaels going back for the lead, and he'll take it away from Dylan Poteet. Here comes Galligan. He'll take second. There's Carson Scott, Leon Alvarez. We got some new players up here in the top 5. And Galligan's going to go for the lead. Look at Levi McIntyre right down there on the apron out of 4. I don't know how they get the momentum off 4 to keep it there and pick up spots. I would think that being down there, they'd have to kind of bail out of the throttle, but that's not the case. And Galligan out in front now. Let's look at the back of the pack real quickly, just see if anybody else has run into trouble. There is Strigley and there is John Andrews. Keith Batson riding right now in the 40th position. So it looks like the only 2 people that have encountered any difficulties at all right now are John Andrews and Joseph Strigley, and both of them are still on the lead lap. And there comes Levi McIntyre for the lead off of Sean Galligan. McIntyre winning 1 race this season at Las Vegas. And here comes Pichu London. You know, I know you're supposed to be unbiased in these races as a commentator, but, you know, I was just so pleased for Pichu London in making the race, and it would be great to see him in his first career Hersheys Cup Series race get a good finish, maybe a win, as it's now Kyle Matthews out in front. But for how long? Here comes John Arndt, Brandon Gonzalez, and look at Stephanie Gardner going to go through the middle, 3 wide underneath Kyle Matthews. That gives the lead to the 24 momentarily, because here comes the Mitsubishi Lancer, our Texas race winner, Brandon Gonzalez. I don't know why, but the way that they're racing like this, and right there, that kind of a picture, something tells me this race may end in a photo finish. I just have that feeling. As Dylan Poteet 3 wide will go back to the lead. Oh my goodness, Nathan Hudson thought about, he almost made it 4 wide. It's a wonder that it wasn't 4 wide. John Arndt backing out of that, and he went up the middle to try and get between. Brandon Gonzalez and William Brock did the attack on Titan Chevrolet. I don't know if it's going to pay off for him or not. And here comes Cody Lamas in the 78. Been having such a great consistent season, but the one thing that's plagued him is he's not had a trip to victory lane yet. And right now he is taking 3rd place away from John Arndt. 13 laps complete. We're on lap 14. Poteet leads. William Brock in 2nd. Then it's Joshua Michaels 3 wide for the 3rd position. And here comes 2-time winner Joshua Sakuli, still trying to get himself into the top 30 in points. He's now going to cross the line. I believe that's in the 4th position. Indeed it is. Joshua Michaels, every time they kind of knock him off the lead, he always finds a way to battle back. And here he comes, and there's the Oreo Chevrolet. Right now 3 wide. That is 3 wide, I believe, for the 6th position. Chris Dodd, last week's winner, has now fought his way back up into the top 10. And look at how much speed he got down the straightaway. He passed Galligan for 5th. He passes Brock for 4th, and now he's going to go underneath Circuli for 3rd. Now he'll try for 2nd off of Poteet down the back straightaway. They were almost 4 wide further back here. Dallas McIntosh, Kyle Matthews, Cody Lamas, John Arndt. They're putting on a show here tonight for the fans, no doubt about that. There's Hudson using the apron. And he's going to go 4 wide right up the inside line. Who's backing out of this one? Looks like it might be Cody Lamas saying, okay, I'll be the one to back out of this situation so we don't wreck. It's up ahead. Joshua Michaels, this is the battle for the lead. Last week's winner, Chris Dodd, looking to show the way in his 2nd straight race. But he's going to have to hold up a hard-charging Sean Galligan, and Galligan gets him at the line. This is going to be great at the finish, just as long as pit stops don't ruin it. And look at how racy they're getting at the front again. William Brock now to the inside line. I'm trying to see if any other new faces are coming up here through the field right now. A lot of the people I'm seeing up here at the front are actually ones we've seen before. Leon Alvarez, I think, just almost went 5 wide coming out of turn 4 there. John Art went low, and I think Alvarez tried to go lower. They're 4 wide up here as Dylan Poteet has to back out. Oh, Alvarez riding on the apron. He almost lost it. They're still 4 wide back here. Galligan now has to bail out. Poteet had to do the same. Otherwise, we'd have had a very hairy situation coming out of turn 4. Is that some smoke or some dirt kicked up there on the front straightaway? I don't know. There's Joseph Srigley. He's now going a lap down to the leaders, so only 41 of our drivers on the lead lap now as Levi McIntyre leads John Art, Pichu London, and Leon Alvarez. John Art with some right side damage, not rightly sure what happened to him. He was up inside the top 10 early on in this thing, but we also saw John Andrews get put up into the wall by Levi McIntyre, so maybe that's what happened to Srigley. Don't necessarily know who the contact was made with, though. John Art showing the way. His teammate Carson Scott went to victory lane earlier on this season at Infineon, so John Art would like to be able to complete the sweep for AS Racing and go to victory lane himself here tonight. Pichu London right there in 2nd. In his Hersheys Cup Series debut, he's getting himself a taste of what he's been missing this entire season. Right up here at the front, Dylan Poteet. Remember, he had to back out of that situation earlier on just a couple laps ago? Well, he's done a good job fighting back up now to the 3rd position. What about Sean Galligan? How's he done in trying to fight back after he had to let out? There he is. He's scored 16th. I think he's going to be up a little bit better than that this time as he's battling with Benjamin Miles. That's for 12th place. Right now, Galligan scored in 13th. There's Emmanuel Hartnett now up here in the mix in the 97. Haven't talked about him tonight, and now he's making a little bit of a charge here. I would watch out for Benjamin Miles, former winner at this racetrack, and right now he's in 13th place. Dylan Young there 14th, Daniel Voiles 15th, Ryan Madden 16th. Don't count these guys out. And there's Carson Scott, John Art's teammate, as the lead was swapped again. Poteet led that lap, but I don't think he'll lead the next one. Pichu London to the bottom going for the lead. We are past the halfway point here in this race. Who is going to be taking this checkered flag? This race has been super fun to watch, super fun to commentate. I'm just hoping the finish is going to kind of show us what this race could do. 4 wide at the line. Gonzalez was the one to get it. But look at Carson Scott. He was on the apron all the way out of 4 to the start-finish line. And here comes Levi McIntyre using the apron. The reason I'm loving this is because normally you go to a track and they use the apron. It's so slick down there, they have to bail out of the throttle, but not these guys. They are keeping their foot in it, and they are making some great photo finishes at the line. Galligan back to the front. Kyle Matthews now back in the mix there. The current overall points leader, Kyle Matthews, trying to pick up his 2nd win of the season. Leon Alvarez in the mix there, but the one thing I'm looking for right now is the non-race winners at this point. John Art tried it again on the bottom. He couldn't quite do it, and we got the slower, well, not really slower car, but a car on the tail end of the lead lap. John Andrews just ahead that these leaders will have to contend with, but as I look at non-winners, drivers trying to go to victory for the first time this season, I see John Art, see Emmanuel Hartnett, Dylan Young, Cody Lamas, Pichu London, Sean Galligan. As John Art will make quick work there of Andrews. I'm surprised Andrews didn't actually go after Levi McIntyre right there, because it was, after all, McIntyre who put Andrews in the wall and put Andrews in that position where he's now falling a lap down. But kind of surprised he'd actually had his temper in check. Can honestly tell you, I probably would have turned left and driven into his door, because Andrews could have very well had a car that could have won this thing. Is McIntyre now out in front over Arndt, London. There's Stephanie Gardner. She's looking for her first win of the season. And John Arndt, crossover move, going back for the lead off of Levi McIntyre. Now, while these drivers battle amongst themselves, that's going to bring third, fourth, fifth, all right back to the back bumper of these two. And we could get ready for some more 3 and 4 wide racing at the front. Poteet up the inside. I love the run. That inside line gets down the front straightaway. Oh, baby, I just saw another contender starting to fight his way up towards the top 10. That's the Audi of the defending champion, Anthony McCrory. He's right now, I believe, in the 9th position. So don't count him out. Joshua Michaels is also starting to come back. This is the strongest we've seen Dylan Poteet for quite a while as well. He's been out in front for quite a good portion of this race. Brandon Gonzalez now trying to take the lead. Galligan thought about going 3 wide out of 2. Not going to do it, at least this time. And Gonzalez, will he get to the inside? He will, but here comes Sean Galligan. Now he'll do 3 wide, and he'll do it out of turn number 4. At the line, Galligan, half a car length, leads the lap. And they're 4 wide behind him. Here comes Nathan Hudson. Going 4 wide with Sakuli, Dylan Young, and I couldn't tell who that was up on the high line. It might have been Stephanie Gardner, and whoa, Hudson, 2 tires down there on the apron. Car kind of wobbles a little, but he hangs onto her. And now he's going to go for 3rd place under Arndt. He's looking for more. 3 wide, going for the lead. Can he get him at the stripe? It's going to be close. He gets it. 32 laps complete. 9 laps to go. Fingers crossed they will not have to pit. Here comes Alvarez for the lead. And look at Matthews. Holy cow, he rode the apron all the way down the back straightaway. And he's going back there again. Oh no, he's pitting. Oh, shoot. I never thought I would be sad to see drivers pitting. Kyle Matthews is coming to pit road. Oh man, it's going to be like the lottery. Do you have the glitch pit spot or don't you? And with pit stops happening here, if a car shoots back up on the racetrack like we saw happen with Jessica Shelton in knockout qualifying, it more than likely it's going to bring out a caution flag. Matthews in, and it doesn't look like he's going to have a pit glitch, but oh man. Not liking this. Keith Batson ended up losing the draft, and now he's about to fall a lap down. He's currently scored in the 39th position. John Arndt going to go by him. Oh boy. When are these guys going to have to pit now is the big question. Is anybody diving for pit road? Didn't look like it, but then again, you never know. Go through the field. Doesn't look like it. Cat Tellier back in 34th. Matthews is off the lead lap. Tim Walsh way back here along with Aaron Henderson, Grayson Acavito, and Jake Baskinger, who I believe is the last car on the lead lap. He is. And is Joshua Michaels coming to pit road, or was that just an apron drive? That was an apron drive. Wonder why Kyle Matthews pit then if these drivers aren't having to pit. Why did the 09 come to pit road? Not rightly sure. Oh, baby, here comes Trent Dunham up the inside line. Talk about a new player in the mix. The Sega Chevrolet is up in the party now, and they are 4 wide again. 4 wide, 2 rows deep. Almost 5 wide at the stripe. Alvarez will lead that lap. And here comes Dunham again. Oh, shoot, they're going to make contact. Poteet getting close to Dunham. He gave him room, though. Oh, my goodness, this is going to be crazy. Oh, my goodness. Chris Dodd now slides into second. He has thoughts for the lead again. Trying to get underneath of Galligan. He's there. And he'll lead this lap, but here comes Poteet in the 31. These drivers know that it's crunch time. There's 3 laps to go. Poteet for the lead. Who's going to get this checkered flag? There's so many possibilities all the way through this field. It's still anybody's game. People have been able to pick up spots so quickly using that inside line on both the front and back straightaway. 2 laps to go. Galligan leads that lap. Here comes Brandon Gonzalez. Nathan Hudson's there. Here comes Sakuli, Carson Scott. So many different opportunities right here with a lap and a half to go. Hudson to the inside, 3 wide for the lead. He'll take it. out of turn 4. Look at McIntyre using the apron. He's going to go 4 wide for second. He may even try and go for the lead here into 1. He will. White flag displayed. McIntyre, can he make it work? Here comes Galligan. Here comes Chris Dodd. Dylan Young. There's still so much opportunity down the back straightaway. Galligan to the inside on McIntyre. Here comes Chris Dodd. Up the inside. Will he go for the win? Here's Sakuli. Dylan Young to the line. Photo finish. Chris Dodd wins at Kentucky. Second straight victory in 2 weeks. Holy cow! His first career win last week was a dominating runaway performance. Tonight, he had to earn it 2 100ths over Sean Galligan at the line. Oh my days. Wow. Unbelievable finish. Brandon Gonzalez just got spun into the grass. I don't know who by. And Chris Dodd apparently had the glitch pit spot. And so did Levi McIntyre. And so did Brandon Gonzalez. They're just popping. Oh my goodness, what an unbelievable race. 23 1,000ths of a second, the advantage. Chris Dodd over Sean Galligan. Galligan's so close to his first win of the season, but Chris Dodd now puts his name almost confirmed in the chase for the championship, along with the likes of Charles Sanford, Zachary Fitzwater, and Benjamin Miles. Galligan will get second. Sakuli, the quest for the top 30 continues. A solid top 3 run in third. How about the teammates? Young Motorsports' Dylan Young and Levi McIntyre there in 4th and 5th. Brandon Gonzalez gets 6th. Dallas McIntosh in 7th. Nathan Hudson, the highest finishing rookie, 8th. Dylan Poteet, 9th. And Leon Alvarez will finish in 10th. The defending winner of this race, Benjamin Miles, will get 12th behind Cody Lamas. And how about Pichu London? His first start in the Hersheys Cup Series. He gets 13th place tonight, also led a few laps. A great result for him. But on the opposite side of the spectrum, we had 4 drivers finish off the lead lap. John Andrews, Keith Batson, Joseph Srigley, and Kyle Matthews had to make some kind of an unscheduled pit stop. I don't know rightly what it was about, but the points leader will finish 42nd here tonight. So the question being, will he be keeping the points lead heading into next week? I don't think he necessarily has to worry about keeping the points lead, but obviously good momentum heading to the chase is definitely something that team is going to want. And how about Kat Tellier, the pole sitter, all the way back in 34th position? So tough break there for her. JT Bryant was the outside pole sitter, and he finished in 28th. Sean Galligan, on the other hand, he started dead last, finished in 2nd here tonight. So a lot of different sides of the coin here tonight. End result being, though, Chris Dodd, 2 races, 2 victories. Almost shades of his teammate last season, Mason Powers, when he went to victory lane in back-to-back races. I believe it was at Coca-Cola and Tennessee, a couple of super speedway tracks. So very teammate-esque from season 1 for Chris Dodd, and that ends up being his 2nd career win, because his first one came last week. Anyway, that's going to do it here tonight from Kentucky. Sure to be a points shakeup, no doubt about that. And next week, we are going to find out the official 16 drivers that will battle for the championship after the checker flag waves at our regular season finale at M&M's Super Speedway. Once again, congratulations to Chris Dodd. Hope you guys enjoyed tonight's race. I certainly enjoyed it. I mean, that was a Kentucky race for the ages. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give us a like, subscribe to become part of the crew today. We'll now show you your rookie points as well as your overall point standings heading into next week. Take a look and see who's highlighted in yellow. Those are going to probably be your contenders to try and get one of the 16 available spots in this season's chase. Right now, as things stand, Charles Sanford, 3-time winner, and 2-time winners Benjamin Miles, Zachary Fitzwater, and now Chris Dodd. They are more than likely locked into the chase for the championship. Joshua Sakuli is a 2-time winner, came into this race outside of the top 30 in points. If he can get himself into the top 30 in the point standings, either after this race, I don't know what the points are like, but after this race, or after next week's race, then he would lock himself up a spot in the chase for the championship as well. Anyway, thanks everybody for tuning in, and I will see you guys next week for our regular season finale at M&M's. Until then, you've been watching a production of the NNSCRA Offline Racing as Best. We'll see you guys next week.